Section 11.4 is about areas of irregular figures. No new formulas. We're just putting everything together. Like, for instance, if I wanted to know the area of this whole shape right here, what I would have is I would find the area of the rectangle. I would subtract out the area of this little triangle here. And I would add back the area of this half circle. And that would be my plan for how to find the area of all this region here. So when I look at my rectangle, it's 19 long and it's 6 wide or high. So I have a base of 19, I have a height of 6. So 19 times 6, and I'm going to have 114 units squared. Okay, 19 times 6. But then I want to subtract out the area of this triangle. Well, this is an equilateral triangle, 6, 6, and 6, which means when I drop a line down, this side is going to be 3. So I could use Pythagorean theorem on that and go 36 minus 9 gives me a square root of 27. So if you will, the height of that triangle is a square root of 27. So the area of a triangle is 1/2 the base, which is 6, times the height, which is the square root of 27. So 3 times the square root of 27 is going to give me 15.6 units squared. Okay, so 114 minus 15.6 is going to give me 98.4. But then I have to add back to it this half of circle. Well, the diameter of that circle is 6, so the radius would be 3. So from here to here is going to be a 3. So if you will, the circle, I'm going to have the area is pi r squared. So it's going to be 9 times pi, which is going to be 28.3, but I'm going to divide that by 2 because I only have a half of a circle. So divided by 2, so I'm adding back 14.1. So let's see. So I have 112.5 units squared. Okay. Because I only have half of a circle, and that would cover all of this space right here. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, I've got this like pill looking thing, and then I have this triangle here. So I've got a rectangle, I've got a full circle because I've got 2 half circles, so rectangle plus circle plus triangle should give me my total measurement. So the area of the rectangle is going to be 32 times 16. So it's going to be 512 units squared. Okay, and then the circle, if the diameter of the circle is 16, then the radius of the circle is 8. So I have 64, because it's 8 squared, times pi. So I have 201.1 units squared. Okay, because I have 2 half circles or a whole circle with a radius of 8. Then I have this triangle. Well, that's a 90-degree angle. So this is the base of the triangle, and this is the height of the triangle. So if that's 32, Oh, it says feet right here. So this should have been feet squared and feet squared. Okay, so remember that area of a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. So I have 15 times 32, but I'm going to divide that by 2 because of my formula, and this is going to be 240 feet squared. So I need to add all these together to get the area of this figure. So 512 plus 201.1 plus 240 is going to give me 953.1 feet squared. Yours might be a little different depending on where you rounded. There's another example. Need to find the area of the lawn, which is this area around here, and I assume that the rose garden is centered. So I've got this rectangle minus the rose garden is going to give me my area of my lawn. Okay, so this rectangle, if I assume this is 25, this is also 25, and this is 20. So I've got 50 plus 20, so this is 70 feet right here. Then I've got 100, 25, 25 more on this side, so I've got 150 right here. Okay, so 150 times 70 is going to give me 10,500 feet squared. And then the rose garden is 20 times 100, which is going to give me 2,000 feet squared, which then when I subtract that, I'm going to get 8,500 feet squared is the area of the lawn, or all this space out here. Then you're going to put this on coordinate planes. Hoping that this color will show up here. So I would actually, when I look at this, I would separate it into two shapes. This bottom part is a trapezoid, okay? Now remember, the area of the trapezoid is 1/2 the height, and then you add the two bases together. So the height of this would be from 0 to 7. Okay, because this is the height, this is at a y equals 7. So that's going to be a height of 7, and then your bases is going to be from -5 to 3, which is an 8, so that's an 8. This is going to be from -3 to +3, so that's a 6. So that's going to give me 1/2 of 7 times 14, so this will give me a 49 unit squared. Okay, so that's the area of this trapezoid down here. Now I want to look at this triangle right here. Remember, a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. So the base of this triangle is 6. I already know that. The height of that triangle will be from 7 to 10. Okay, so that's going to be a 3. So this is going to give me a 9. So when I add those two together, I'm going to get a 58 units squared. And that's going to be this total area that looks like almost like a house. Let's do another one. I had to scoot over the X and the Y here to get it on there. So I've got a rectangle plus a circle, because I have two half circles. Okay, so I'm going to go from, this is a 0 to a 10. So I have 10, and then I'm going from a 0 to a 4. So I have 10 times 4, which is a 40 units squared. Okay, that's the area of the rectangle. And then the circle, if you realize, if the diameter of the circle is 4, then the radius of the circle is 2. So it's going to be 4 times pi. So it's going to be 12.6 units squared. I've got a half here and a half here, so when I put them together I get 12.6. So the total is 52.6 units squared. Okay. Let's do one more. This one's not quite as easy. Okay, if I separate this, I don't know that you're going to be able to see it. Okay, this now is a trapezoid. Then we'll worry about this part over here. So I've got a trapezoid first. So I've got 1/2. The height of the trapezoid is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because it's from 0 to 5. And then I'm adding the bases together. Now this one between +3 and -3, or -2, is a 5. This one between -1 and 5 would be a 6. So I've got 6 plus 5. So that's going to give me a 27.5 for this trapezoid. But then this, I'd have to separate it into this triangle, and now I have another trapezoid there. So this part right here is 27.5. Then I want to do that trapezoid. Okay, so I have 1/2. The height of this trapezoid, okay, I'm going from the parallel to the parallel, is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the two bases, let's see, this one would be to a -4, so that's 4. This one would be to a 3, so I have 4 plus 3. So this is going to be a 14. So this right here is 14. Then I have two triangles. So we'll call this the top triangle. So I have 1/2 the base, which is 1, the height, which is 3. So that's going to be 1.5. Bottom triangle. Okay, I have a base of 1, a height of 4, so that's going to be 4, and I'm going to take half of it, which is going to be 2. So when I add all these together, I have 27.5 plus 14 plus 1.5 plus 2, and I'm going to get an area of 45 units squared. That would be this whole thing. So you had to divide it up into 4 parts. Okay, your homework on this is page 619 through 620, 8 through 22 all.